What is up, everybody? I'm Tyler Winters. It's the All Punked Up podcast. Bailey and John are with me today. We are recording this episode at 1 p.m. Central Time on Sunday, January 24th. Bailey, John, how are you guys doing?
What's up, man?
What up?
So, hey, this is our first episode recording with a brand new president. Did you guys happen to watch any of the celebratory concerts we had? We had Fall Out Boy, Foo Fighters, New Radicals. You guys watch any of those?
What is a new radical? Is that like Antifa? Are they old radicals?
No, they might be old radicals now. But dude, when I heard that the New Radicals were going to be reuniting after, like I said, 22 years for the inauguration parade, I was super stoked when I found out this news. And I think I was mainly watching the inauguration stuff just to be tuned in to that performance.
You were pumped about Courtney Love and Marilyn Manson and Come On Now, We'll Kick Your Asses.
Dude, they actually cut that verse out.
Excuse me?
Yeah, they cut out that verse.
The whole song.
I know.
That's the whole song. The reason why they were so famous is because they called somebody else out. They didn't have to be good. They're just like, oh, they just sparked beef. They sparked beef with Marilyn Manson and Courtney Love. They didn't have to be good.
And Beck and Hansen.
Not have to be good. And who?
Beck and Hansen.
Oh. Did you know that Beck stole that Grammy from Kanye?
Did he?
Like an asshole. He did. It was Kanye's Grammy. I mean, even though Beck played every instrument on the album and then wrote and like produced and then recorded, still stole that shit. Shouldn't have got it.
Yeah, well, hey.
I'm gonna let you finish. Isn't that how it goes? I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm gonna let you.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, during the inauguration, I was just keeping tabs on it because I wanted to watch that performance. And although there were a lot of heavy backtracks going on during that performance, I still dug it. I mean, it was pretty good. It was cool to see them perform again. But I did think that the Foo Fighters performance of Times Like These, did you guys watch that?
I mean, no, I only saw Fall Out Boy.
Okay. Well, the Times Like These performance was so good. They played half the song to like a slower tempo, and it was just keys and Dave Grohl's voice. And then like towards the end, it opened up with the full band. I mean, it was well done.
No, I couldn't have watched it because I would have been crying in a corner because it's times like these that we learn to love again.
No, yeah. I mean,
dude, like, we need this now more than ever.
And yeah. I totally agree. In that song, like in that version, what they performed really did kind of give you the feel. So if you haven't seen the performance, head over to allpunkedup.com because we got it over there. So definitely worth seeing. But what'd you think of Fall Out Boy's performance, John? You said you saw that?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I've seen Fall Out Boy once in my life, so I was pretty young. I think I went with my sisters. But no, Bailey, I heard you say this before.
Did you like them sweatpants and those tracksuits?
They look so done. They just look like you're at an inauguration party dressed like that. Like, that's not going to grab national attention. It's Fall Out Boy. They've had some hits in the past, 10 years. But come on.
I got to put this in perspective. I've seen Fall Out Boy 6 times. And I've said many times on the show how much a fan I am of Story of the Year. And I got to put these two bands together because I have seen Fall Out Boy at their height where Patrick walks out and the crowd is screaming and all he has to do is hit open D chords and the crowd loses their fucking mind. All you do is you look at the crowd and like you can either scream over them or you can just take it all in. And when I saw it, it was like the living embodiment of star power on Guitar Hero or Rock Band. The entire thing blew up and it was like a video game and it was this beautiful thing. And I've seen him there. And then this is a live stream situation where it's not just a live stream situation. Just to put it into context, we are celebrating the biggest achievement of our generation. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Like, you can be mad at me, but right now, what we're living with is the biggest achievement of our generation because we are crawling out of the pandemic. We're crawling out of the second economic crisis. We're crawling out of this shithole that was the world. Like, and these people are all celebrating it. And that's why I think that the Foo Fighters knew what that moment was. And that's why they put their entire heart and soul into it. I saw the Story of the Year live stream that they built like it was an arena show. They had graphics and a setup that they could never afford to take with them on tour ever. I mean, it was like they were playing a stadium, and that was a live stream. And then I saw Fall Out Boy, that I have revered for years, in tracksuits, and it blew my mind, the lack of enthusiasm, I guess. I mean, you shouldn't have to sell it. Like, if you're celebrating, again, one of the biggest achievements of our generation, pulling us out of all of this, and you are there to celebrate, if you play one song that's 3 minutes and 30 seconds out of your life that you have to build up every single person that sees you, because not only are they going to see it that night, but they're going to see it online. And as you just said, Tyler, like, oh my God, I felt everything that was Dave Grohl on that night. And it was fully articulated and absolutely beautiful. They did the same thing with SNL because they knew exactly what it meant to us. And I wish I would have got more out of it, but they don't owe me anything because I did have the chance to see them when the world was just their oyster, and they were everything. And there are people that haven't seen it. They haven't had those moments. And I am so privileged that I saw them twice blackout drunk and didn't remember their set. And there are people that don't have that luxury.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have both of those performances over on allpunkedup.com, Fall Out Boys and Foo Fighters. So, again, if you haven't checked those out, definitely go do so, allpunkedup.com. So, speaking of the inauguration, there were some interesting things happening over on TikTok. Did you guys see this? Apparently, there were some Trump supporters on the social network that were using Green Day's American Idiot as a way to express their feelings about their displeasure with the new incoming president. So they were basically taking the song's lyrics and repurposing them to try and prove their own points. But ultimately, Green Day fans and anti-Trump TikTokers came to set the record straight that that song isn't about what you think it is.
Maybe I'm the America. Maybe I'm not a redneck. Oh shit. Oh damn it. Maybe I'm not part of your redneck. God damn it. Sorry, that's just how I hear it in my head.
No, but that's the thing. Like, I find this absolutely hilarious because even if you don't know what that song is about, let's just go ahead and give them that, okay? But how do you not know how Billy Joe Armstrong and Green Day feel about Trump by now? I mean, if you look back at the last 4 years, there were so many articles and interviews where Billy Joe Armstrong voiced his disgust with the former president. You think Green Day would have made a pro-Trump tune? Come on now.
Wasn't that song originally written about the Bush administration?
Yep,
It
absolutely.
was, yeah.
Yeah, like, just think about the lyrics of the song. Look at when it was made. I think Green Day have been very, very open about politics.
Very vocal.
Them, and I remember, like, the two biggest bands that were very vocal about politics was Rise Against and Green Day in my lifetime, personally. And it's just like, it's a simple Google search. Honest to God, like, you don't even have to, like, know the lyrics of the song. You just gotta look up American Idiot. I'm pretty sure the first Wikipedia little tab or article that'll pop up is about the political identity within the song. It's just like, come on.
It's not like there was a Broadway musical that went into further detail about how the man felt, and it was a person's personal journey going from one thing to the other and being destroyed by capitalism. And I don't know, just like, I mean, but these are the same people that there is a book that they're a really big fan of that says that you shouldn't worship false idols and you shouldn't bring anything before God. And then they wore Trump hats in church. So something about not reading the book that you're a fan of.
Yeah, there's something amiss there.
You should know it better than I do.
Right. But I don't want to get too political here, but I thought it was definitely worth mentioning since having a new president is a big deal, of course. And Green Day fits the bill that we cover, so there's that. But here's something that I thought was pretty funny, and I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but Jonathan Davis, you guys know who he is, right? The lead singer of Korn. Yeah, we've got him sitting in today.
Can't help it.
Do that again, Bailey. Nailed it.
I almost spit out my coffee there for a second.
Okay, so Jonathan Davis did an interview with Revolver about how he came up with the band's logo. But during that interview, he revealed that Korn was almost named something else. And this is going to sound like a joke, but I think Davis is actually being serious about this story. So Davis tells Revolver, the Korn logo came about when we were trying to come up with a band name. Our manager at the time, Larry, we told him we were going to call it Korn, and he's like, you can't name your band Korn. So we told him, well, we're going to name it Larry then. And he's like, the manager's like, F you. And so Davis says, it's going to be either Larry or Korn. You freaking pick. Guys, can you freaking imagine a new metal band by the name of Larry?
I would go see that any day.
I think I would too, actually.
That is like that is just so good. When I read that article, I was like, "There's no way." What a unique story.
Am I the only one that thinks of Leisure Suit Larry, like that old pervert, like in that polyester suit? You know what I'm talking about? Am I the only one?
I know what you're talking about.
Like 14 years old, I'm like, I'm gonna see a pair of boobs tonight. I got this Xbox game. It's like, no, dude, no, you're not. Like, you finish the game, and it's just like, you're a pervert. Put this down. Like that's what it says. Like at the end of the game.
Well, how about this? So you're watching, like, I don't know, the MTV Video Music Awards, right? And they go, ladies and gentlemen, the award for best new metal song goes to Freak on a Leash by Larry. I'm sorry, it's wild to me.
There's somebody in my family, and their name's Larry, and I just, you know what? It's a weird name, bud. I'm sorry.
Like, can we just take a minute? Like, the name of a band is so important, though. Like,
Very important.
If it's goofy, people will flock to it. I remember I went to Riot Fest, and I'd never heard of this band, and I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but I'm sure you guys know the band Guar by any chance, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Had no idea who they were. I was like, "Hey, let's go see it with my friends."
Do you
So
think
you
it
know
was a
we're waiting.
program?
I'm front row, by the way. Had no idea what's gonna happen. I'm wearing my white Blink-182 T-shirt. I'm like, all right, cool. All of a sudden, these people in medieval armor start coming out. I'm like, what is Guar? The first thing that popped in my head when I saw these people, I'm like thinking of what Guar is compared to what these people are. And they behead whatever, I think it was Mother Mary, and now my white T-shirt's ruined, and I'm covered in blood. I was so pissed.
Your white T-shirt is now a collector's item from a Gore concert.
Is it actually?
Dude, you could sell that thing on eBay.
Just saying.
I really hope you're joking, though.
No, there is a fart sniffer out there that will buy your Gore shirt.
He might want to go and find that in the trash in a landfill somewhere.
You can reply me if you think that, yeah, some fart sniffer out there. It's like I was there. I was at the show. I tried to be in the front row.
I got that shirt at my first Blink-182 concert. I was so sad.
You're not even a fan, and you got in the front row. How dare you?
I know. I'm a disaster. I was just excited to see a new band. I was like, well, I wonder what this could be. But just based on the name, I decided that just based on the name.
Hey, at least you didn't pick a Guar song to choose as your anthem, and say this song is about me when it's clearly not,
Oh, yeah, right.
But like, if I heard a band named Larry at the same festival, I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah, you'd be front row for Larry for sure.
Front row for Larry, and I'd be rocking out. I'd probably be the biggest Larry fan.
I need to go to the Flyer situation. Go see Larry tonight at the pit. Go see Larry tonight at the Metro.
Dude, you can market that so well, though.
Nobody's going to see Larry.
Like, imagine how much press they would get is like, who is Larry? And they just never told anyone. They just made up bizarre stories.
Comes out on stage with a tank top, and he's like, "Show's over." Oh, I'm Larry, and I'm sorry you bother me. Like,
you know what? I'd like to see the internet come together here. And after this story was put out, Korn could have been named Larry. I would love to see somebody make a Larry logo with the feel of the Korn logo. Like flip those R's around backwards or something.
I'd be shocked if someone hasn't done that yet.
Tyler,
I'm gonna have to look that up.
I got Photoshop, and I'm not gonna sleep tonight just so I can do that.
Let's get all punked up Larry T-shirts.
I had plans. It's all gone now.
That'd be sweet. All right, let's move on. Okay, so how about this, guys? Fueled by Ramen is celebrating 25 years in business. that to me is just nuts. I don't think I really realized that they'd been around that long. But when you actually take a look at the roster they've had over the years, it really starts to make sense pretty quickly.
Who was their first band?
Who was their first band?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It would have had to been maybe Fall Out Boy, Yellow Card, Jimmy Eat World. I don't know, because their alumni include Jimmy Eat World, Gym Class Heroes, Fall Out Boy, Yellow Card, Less Than Jake, and a ton more. Those are the most notable ones, I think. And currently they have Paramore, who's been around forever. All Time Low, A Day to Remember, Panic at the Disco. That could have been one of their first ones. Meet Me at the Altar is on there, and I think they're going to be making some noise here soon. And 21 Pilots is on that album on that label right now.
Wow.
Okay, since this is 2021 and we have the internet, I don't know. Fueled by Ramen's first major success in 1998 was the self-titled EP from Jimmy Eat World.
Okay,
Love that.
That was one of my guesses. Jimmy Eat World.
You threw out like 7, Tyler. Don't take credit for that. You're like just a wide net. I'm just gonna throw a really wide net. It's gonna be Paramore, Fall Out Boy, Gym Class Heroes, maybe Yellow Card.
Oh, I knew it couldn't be Gym Class Heroes, but
I was shocked to hear that they were signed.
I mean, there's a lot for them to celebrate, and I guess for 2021, every month they'll be reissuing a classic FBR release on silver vinyl, so that's pretty cool. I guess right now they're starting out with The Academy Is Almost Here and Fun's Some Nights, so you can buy those at fueledbyramen.com, and Fueled by Ramen is not sponsoring this podcast, so I feel like I have to say that.
We'll
But
talk to anybody.
hey.
We'll just have your people email our people. We'll interview all your people.
Yeah, but I just wanted to throw that out there. Congrats to Fueled by Ramen, and thanks, guys, for all your amazing bands and the music you've put out.
Thanks for calling it ramen, because I've lost friends from them calling it Ramen.
What? How could it be Ramen? Like,
Not a person. Not a person.
Isn't their logo like a bowl of ramen?
No, but they call it Ramen. They call it.
Do they call ramen ramen too?
Yes.
No,
So special kind of people.
Like we give.
It's like my dad when I was little. He used to say Pokemon cards, and that always killed me inside.
Bailey, are those friends of yours or old friends of yours? Do they happen to have TikTok? All right. Congrats to Fueled by Ramen. So another thing that I want to bring up, this is probably one of the last things that I really have to talk about, but did either of you happen to catch Machine Gun Kelly on James Corden's Late Show last week?
I have an unhealthy, what's the word? Intrigue with him. I love everything he does, and he's just
James Corden or Machine Gun Kelly?
Both of them. James Gordon, like the dude started in like public theater, and then he just did little bits. And when he got the audition for the show, he didn't even buy a couch for the first like 4 years. And like he's a dad, and he's a dad that loves his kids unconditionally, and it's beautiful to hear him talk about his family and how committed he is and how grounded he is, and the things that he does with music acts that have inspired other people to do that. I love it. You can tell he is a theater geek, and he makes it okay. So that, and then the Machine Gun Kelly, I just love that new album, just because it makes me go back and listen to everything else. It really does. So
so he was actually on James Corden's show this week to talk about Tickets to My Downfall and perform concerts for Aliens with Travis Barker. But during his interview, Corden asked MGK about his song Concert for Aliens, which then led to him MGK sharing 2 UFO events he recently experienced. He told Corden, "Homie, I saw life on this planet that was from another planet 2 nights ago. Over a lake in Thousand Oaks, a red orb came out of nowhere, went and disappeared again." And then he said a week before that, he was in Bora Bora, where he saw a blue orb pass over the Pacific Ocean and disappear. What do you guys think of this? What are your guys' thoughts on UFOs in general?
Mushrooms.
You think so?
I,
You know what? The orb story does sound like that. We know that MGK and his buddy Pete Davidson dabble in a little recreational drugs.
psychedelics.
But hey, I mean, I'll agree with that statement about the. It does sound like he was on some mushrooms there.
Yeah,
But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on UFOs?
I have a very complicated view on UFOs because, like, I've just been interested in them for a long time. Like, I want to say my first year of college is like when I really started like thinking about it and like looking it up. In the past years, with the declassification of all his videos, do I believe in alien life somewhere? Yes, but I don't think it's intelligent life. Because you think about how hard it was for humans to come together and like be what we've become. That took how many like millions of years and how many extinction events to get us to where we are. So I think there's like microbial like aliens somewhere on some other planet. But when all these UFOs come popping up, personally I do believe it is government entities using their own like I guess secret crafts or aerospace weapons. I don't even know what to call them anymore because no one knows what they are.
You think this is a Top Gun? You just test it.
I think so. I'm telling you, like, there's no way that something comes into like, because I'm recently looking up like the UFO incident at O'Hare Airport. You're telling me one of the largest and most busy airports in the world had a UFO fly above the control tower, and no one said anything. Just a few crew members. It didn't show up on anything. This happened in 2006, by the way. And the American Airlines decided to suspend the people working if they talked out about it. And they just said it was a weather phenomenon. It's a super big conspiracy that's super weird. And I'm doing a lot of research on it right now. The History Channel had just actually, like a week ago, put out a documentary on it, which is super confusing. But to be honest, I personally just think it's the government saying, oh no, we might have aerial threats around us. We don't know what it's from. It's just them covering up a fact that it's them testing some secret technology they don't want other governments to know about because it could be used against them.
Yeah. So I think I fall in your boat, John. When I was a teenager, I heavily believed in alien UFOs. Like, I don't know that I necessarily believe in alien UFOs now, but like I don't think they've visited us or anything. However, I do think it is absolutely nuts to think that with as vast as the universe is, that there isn't one other planet
Yeah,
out there that harbors life in some form. It just doesn't make sense to me. So like there has to be at least one other planet that
there
has
has to be.
some type of life, like microbial, like you were saying. I don't know that I
So,
believe in, the big heads, the big eyes or whatever.
no,
Or whatever. So do I believe in aliens or alien life? Yes. But I don't know about whether or not aliens have actually visited Earth.
exactly. It's too far fetched for me to believe in.
Yeah.
How about you, Bailey?
Bailey, what do you think?
They're real.
You think they're real?
We are their reality TV.
That's actually what Machine Gun Kelly thinks too.
Okay, how you think the Atlantis? That thing was beautiful, and then it just fucking disappeared. Somebody's like, too much. Bleep. You're
They
gone.
took it. They took it.
How do you think we went to the moon in a year or 10 years? How do you think we got the iPhone? We got the COVID vaccine. They're like, ooh, they can't all die. They can't all die like here. Like, here, let me just help you out just a little bit. It's like a dad. Like, I'm gonna leave you to your own devices and let me help you out just a little bit. Like they're giving us just enough to get by.
You think so?
How could we not be the only people on the planet? How could we be the smartest people in the galaxy? How do we explain pure genius that one person has that no one else has? There have been inventors in our time that have had a mental advantage over others. And how do you explain that? Like people that define a generation. How is that physically defined and manifested? How is it possible for you to be that smart? I mean, there's some say that Einstein was a patent troll and he just went through and he worked in the office and he saw these things and he just pieced the puzzle together. But what about Nikola Tesla? that like he just knew how to do it. And it's just like,
yeah, that one mind boggles me.
that's, and he, fought Edison the whole way, and his own demise was him being stubborn. Like, he gave his patents away. He died crazy and poor, and he's the reason why we have, 70-85% of the technology that we have today just to make things work. So it's like, I don't know where that comes from. I don't know. I would think that if there's one like crazy smart person, then everyone in their family is going to be smart. But how do you explain that type of intelligence? I think it's a really broad conversation. So, it's
That's
awesome.
interesting.
That's an interesting way to look at it, Bailey, actually. Like,
How do you do it? There's what, 8 billion people in the world, and there's 15 that are smart? Like, for real?
or
Like,
there's a lot of smart people. They just don't have the capabilities or, I guess, resources to go about it
Right.
and to
Yeah.
exhaust
tell
themselves to the
tell
public.
that to Elon Musk.
I think we should.
Nothing. Johannesburg, South Africa had nothing. All of a sudden, PayPal. What's PayPal? What's that going to do? eBay. What? Now you want to do flying cars? Is homeboy just trying to go home?
Homeboy trying to go home. Interesting.
We gotta get there. I'm giving
Oh.
away everything that I own. I'm the richest person on the planet. I'm giving it all away because we need to go to Mars. He misses his mama. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to see. I have to explain this to a 3-year-old. How do I explain to a 3-year-old that Elon Musk is one of the smartest people on the planet, and there's only one of them? Was his dad smart? Is his sister smart? Is his brother smart? Because I would think like there are people that in their family they have these traits. I'm not talking about wealth. I'm talking about these traits of you are physically fit, like a whole family of athletes. I get that. Good stock, right? But crazy smart people, where's that come from?
They just built
Yeah.
different.
Hey, can't there have been some type of weird thing at birth where something switched in the brain and that just made them how they are?
Is it the reverse of getting hit in the head with a shovel? Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
They were dropped on their head.
Or maybe they were. Maybe they were dropped on their head. Who
It's
knows? But wow, Bailey, I did not expect that answer from you.
Me neither. I feel like kind of shaken up a little bit.
And also, I can't tell if Bailey's actually being serious or not.
Same. That's why I'm like, I don't
that's
know
the
how to
thing.
feel.
How do we explain anything in life? I need it to be credible. I need it to be tangible. That's where I'm at right now in my life. Because if I can't break it down and explain it to a 2-year-old, then I'm questioning it. That's 100%. Why is it happening? Why does it happen? I work every single day so we can have food, so he can have childcare. I research things that I'm interested in so I can get better at what I do. That's a physical reward. That's an emotional reward. How do I explain this tangibly? Some person has money because they inherited it. Some person has money because they work very hard for it. A person can go build a house in a week. That's a physical reward, right? But how does someone know to break down calculations and get us to the moon? How does someone build an electric car? How does someone know the next thing that Elon's working on is the synapses in your brain for people that have the handicaps where like their legs don't move. So that's the next thing he's working on is to send
God.
a signal from your brain to your legs.
That's
That
scary.
that stuff's been in the works for a while, though.
Right. But I'm saying I'm over here making sure my kid has childcare and he's helping people walk.
Yeah. Well, dude, at the same time, though, if he's paying people to spend all day, every day researching and coming up with this stuff,
Yeah.
I mean, those people have time to become smart and efficient or very knowledgeable in that area.
Yeah, but Jack Dorsey walks an hour to work every single day, listens to podcasts, clears his head, works at Twitter for 4 hours, works at Square for 4 hours, walks back home. Has his entire day to figure out how to either add value to the world or take it away. That's bonkers. Did he just know that this was going to be a thing, or is it an emotional burden? You got to think about that. And is he equipped to handle the emotional burden? Just like Elon Musk. Homeboy works. He sleeps on the floor where he works. He could walk away right now.
Yeah, he sold all his homes, didn't he?
Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah. He
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's trying to go off the grid.
Oh
Or
my
back to
God.
Mars, mommy, like Bailey
What does he
said.
know? What does Elon Musk know?
That's what I'm saying. Where does this
Huh.
knowledge come from? You could read every book in the library your entire life. And are you getting paid to learn? Are you making money off learning? How are you doing this? You have to have a strategy in order to maintain yourself and then also add value to the world around you. Where's that come
Yeah.
from? Somebody
Jeez.
back to your thing, John. What does he know? What do they know? Who knows?
Man, guys, I think we need to leave it here. That is
Where did this go?
everybody listening to this podcast episode.
Existential
Bailey.
crisis, man. Holy shit.
Just to be clear, I'm all hopped up on Monster and Belvita. I did not eat much today.
Yeah, I mean, we went deep there for a minute.
Yeah, this might be my favorite episode we've done.
Yeah, we need to do this more often.
Ask yourself, do aliens exist?
Yeah, maybe we could do a whole episode just on aliens.
What if we're the aliens?
Okay, let's not spoil that episode. All right, guys, that'll do it for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed your time with us. And if you did, it'd be so awesome if you could help support this podcast by liking, subscribing, and following this channel. Please tell your friends and spread the word. We're on all major podcast streaming platforms, so make sure you follow or subscribe there as well. So thanks again, and remember, spread love, peace.
Be kind and please wash your hands. And don't forget to wear that mask.
Wow, a different approach this week.